Making headlines. The government notes the China-Maldives Free Trade Agreement will create new avenues for Maldivian businesses to market and sell their products in China. The Fisheries Minister briefs representatives from multiple Chinese companies exploring investment opportunities in fisheries, mariculture and blue economy initiatives in the Maldives. And the Environment Ministry signs with a local company to undertake consultancy services to enhance the data management system of the transport sector.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to PSM News in English. I'm Uthman Mahmood, your host for the evening. Looking into the details, Ministry of Economic Development and Trade says that the China-Maldives Free Trade Agreement FTA will create new avenues for Maldivian businesses to market and sell their products in China.
The Economic Ministry says that the China-Maldives Free Trade Agreement, which will come into force on January 1st, will create new avenues for Maldivian businesses to market and sell their products in China. The China-Maldives FTA, a treaty aimed at promoting trade and investment between the two countries, was signed in 2014 and approved by the Parliament in 2017. However, its implementation was suspended following a change in the administration in 2018. Since assuming office in November 2023, President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu and his administration have been working towards implementing the FTA. The administration announced earlier that the agreement will officially come into force on January 1st. The Economic Ministry has highlighted that the implementation of the FTA will open many new avenues for small-sized businesses, creative businesses and other manufacturing enterprises. The ministry said that local producers, firms willing to export local products, and those interested in producing re-exportable goods will also benefit from the agreement. According to the ministry, import duties on a wide range of items and resources essential for creative industries will be waived as part of the FTA. These items include 3D printers, label printers, and photography equipment. Jewelry makers will also benefit from the duty exemptions on raw materials. According to the ministry, the fisheries and construction industries are also set to gain from the FTA, with duty waivers on equipment required for these sectors. Duties will also be waived for 296 types of seafood. The agreement will also open opportunities for Maldivian service industry professionals to market and provide their services in China. The Economic Ministry stated that this is a significant opportunity for businesses to offer their services to a country with a population exceeding 1 billion. It described the implementation of the FTA as a move that will open Maldivian businesses to the international market. According to government estimates, China-Maldives trade currently surpasses $700 million annually. The administration anticipates that this trade volume could rise to $1 billion with the implementation of the FTA.
Minister of Fisheries and Ocean Resources Ahmad Shiam briefs representatives from multiple Chinese companies exploring investment opportunities in fisheries, mariculture and blue economy initiatives in the Maldives.
Minister Shiam briefs representatives from several Chinese companies exploring investment opportunities in fisheries, mariculture and blue economy initiatives in the Maldives. He briefed the corporations regarding the government's plan to develop sports fishing harbors and agriculture and extend his support to facilitate any investments in these areas. In addition, the minister also held a meeting with officials from the First Institute of Oceanography, Ministry of Natural Resources of China on Monday. During the meeting, discussions were focused on fostering cooperation through a memorandum of understanding with the Maldives Marine Research Institute on marine research and training, as well as identifying any potential joint projects to advance blue economy-related development in the Maldives. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu has given special emphasis to developing the country's fisheries sector with several initiatives already underway. Minister Shiam also vowed to develop the fisheries industry to rival the tourism sector as the mainstay of the country's economy.
The Ministry of Climate Change, Environment and Energy signs a contract with a local company to undertake the consultancy services to enhance the data management system of the transport sector.
The Environment Ministry signed the contract aiming to undertake the consultancy services to enhance the data management system of the transport sector. The ministry said that the consultancy aims to establish a secure and efficient system for accessing transport-related data essential for compiling greenhouse gas (GHG) inventories. It added that a key deliverable includes the development of a secure data sharing interface integrated with a new CMS-based website for the Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation, along with a roadworthiness system to collect odometer data, thereby improving the accuracy and reliability of GHG inventories. The ministry also said that the activity is being carried out by the capacity building for improved transparency of climate change mitigation and adaptation actions in the Maldives project under the MOU signed with the Transport Ministry on 12 August. The project is funded by the Global Environment Facility and executed by the ministry with implementation support from the United Nations Environment Programme. The contract signing ceremony took place at the ministry with the Permanent Secretary Ajwad Mustafa representing the ministry and the Managing Director Ahmad Sharif signing on behalf of Ritari Works Private Limited. By aligning the Maldives transparency efforts in line with the enhanced transparency framework of the Paris Agreement, the project seems to strengthen long-term institutional arrangements, systemize data collection and processing, and develop indicators and methodologies. Additionally, it aims to improve overall data quality and management procedures for GHG inventories, mitigation and adaptation actions tracking and climate finance, ensuring regular and transparent reporting to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change process. These efforts will inform national decision-making processes and contribute to the effective management of climate change challenges.
A dinghy vessel located approximately 10 miles off the coast of Formula has been taken into Coast Guard custody. The Maldives National Defense Force (MNDF) said the Coast Guard 4th Squadron's harbour patrol identified a suspicious dinghy with 3 individuals aboard and took the boat into custody. Upon further investigation, the boat was identified as skiff, a type of boat commonly used by Somalis. MNDF said the people aboard the vessel are believed to be Somalis. MNDF also said the vessel has now been taken to Formula Harbour and efforts are ongoing to hand over the vessel to the police. The Judicial Service Commission (JSC) appoints judges to 7 magistrate courts. The decision was made at the Commission's 65th meeting.
The JSC announced the recruitment of judges for the magistrate courts earlier in October. The judges are appointed from among candidates who are recommended by the Commission's Advisory Committee following candidate interviews. As a result, Abdullah Jailam was appointed as the Chief Magistrate of the Bara Magistrate Court. He holds a Bachelor of Sharia and Law from the Maldives National University and has 5 years of experience in the legal field. Meanwhile, Jinan Abdullah, who holds a Bachelor of Sharia and Law honours from the Maldives National University and has more than 6 years of experience in the legal field, was appointed as the Chief Magistrate of Kendu Magistrate Court. Additionally, Ismail Mahir, who holds a Bachelor of Sharia and Law from Villa College, was appointed as the Chief Magistrate of Turadu Magistrate Court. He had previously served as the Chief Magistrate of Mawa Magistrate Court from 2013 to 2023. Shifna Ahmad Sadiq was appointed as a magistrate at the Mafushi Court. She too holds a Bachelor of Sharia and Law honours, first class from the Maldives National University and a Master of Business Administration from Avid College. Furthermore, Ali Ismail was appointed as the Chief Magistrate for Kashidu Magistrate Court. He has more than 4 years of experience in the judicial field. He also holds a Bachelor of Sharia and Law from the Maldives National University and a Master of Laws and a Master of Judicial Science and Sharia Policy from the Islamic University of Maldives. Ahmad Sharif holds a Bachelor of Sharia and Law honours and a Master of Laws from the Maldives National University and has more than 5 years of experience in the legal field. He was appointed as the Chief Magistrate of the Mawa Magistrate Court. The appointment for the post of Chief Magistrate at Gaddu Magistrate Court is Ahmad Auf Abdul Samad. He holds a Bachelor of Sharia and Law and a Masters of Law in Islamic Banking and Finance from the Maldives National University. With 3 years of experience in the judicial field, Auf is currently working as Senior Content Officer at the President's Office. The appointed magistrates will assume their roles after taking their oaths of office.
Managing Director of Fenaka Corporation Limited, Muaz Mohammad Rashid, resigns from his position.
Muaz Mohammad Rashid resigns as Managing Director of state-owned utility company Fenaka Corporation Limited. In his resignation letter sent to President Dr. Mohammad Muiz, Muaz insisted that he had strived to deliver uninterrupted services to the people with complete integrity and transparency despite numerous challenges facing the company. Muaz said that Fenaka had been forced to mold its operations in accordance with revenue, but the dire financial situation of the company has hindered such efforts. The letter said that poor management and unnecessary staff recruitment in successive governments has compounded the company's financial distress with a debt of $279 million when he assumed his position. However, Muaz cited lack of cooperation from relevant authorities to implement his efforts to downsize and bring the debt down to a sustainable level. Muaz pointed out that during his tenure, he had managed to shave off $10.3 million from the company's operational costs despite the numerous challenges. He added that such drastic cost-cutting measures would not have been enough to save the company from its financial situation, as operational costs remain significantly higher than revenue. He further labeled the current financial situation of Fenaka as untenable and said it was no longer in a position to provide uninterrupted services to the people. In the letter to the President, Muaz said that he was stepping down from his post with immediate effect as he does not see a way to steer the company out of its present crisis with him at the helm. Fenaka has made a major dent in its outstanding debt with $58.3 million in settlements in the past year. In a booklet outlining the company's achievements in the past year, Fenaka said it had $84.3 million in outstanding loans in November last year. However, in 12 months, 23% of the total outstanding loans worth $19.5 million has been cleared up in the past year.
The government appoints Major retired Mohammad Najah as the new Managing Director of state-owned utility company Fenaka Corporation Limited. Najah replaces Muaz Mohammad Rashid, who had stepped down from the position earlier on Sunday. The Privatization and Corporatization Board, PCB, said it had accepted Muaz's resignation, announcing Najah's appointment shortly after. In the letter to the President, Muaz said he was stepping down from his post with immediate effect as he does not see a way to steer the company out of its present financial crisis with him at the helm. Honda and Nissan have started talks toward a potential merger.
Honda and Nissan have started talks towards a potential merger, a historic pivot for Japan's auto industry that underlines the threat Chinese EV makers now pose to some of the world's best-known car makers. The integration would create the world's third largest auto group by vehicle sales after Toyota and Volkswagen. It would also give the two companies scale and a chance to share resources in the face of intense competition from Tesla and more nimble Chinese rivals such as BYD. The merger of the two storied Japanese brands, Honda is Japan's second largest automaker and Nissan's its number third, would mark the biggest reshaping in the global auto industry since Fiat Chrysler Automobiles and PSA merged in 2021 to create Stellantis in a $52 billion deal. The company said that smaller Mitsubishi Motors, in which Nissan is top shareholder, was also considering joining. The chief executives of all three companies held a joint press conference in Tokyo. They said that the two companies would aim for combined sales of 30 trillion yen, about $191 billion, and operating profit of more than 3 trillion yen through the potential merger. Countries negotiating a global treaty to curb plastic pollution failed to reach agreement on Monday. They aim to wrap up talks around June 2025 and then set up a holding company by August 2026, at which time both companies' share would be delisted. Honda has a market capitalization of more than $40 billion, while Nissan is valued at about $10 billion. Honda will appoint the majority of the holding company's board. Combining with Mitsubishi Motors would take the Japanese group's global sales to more than 8 million cars. The current number 3rd group is South Korea's Hyundai and Kia.
President-elect of the United States, Donald Trump, threatens to reassert its control over the Panama Canal, which allows ships to cross between the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean.
President-elect Donald Trump threatened to reassert U.S. control over the Panama Canal, accusing Panama of charging excessive rates to use the Central American Passage, which allows ships to cross between the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Speaking to a crowd of supporters in Arizona, Trump also said that he would not let the canal fall into the wrong hands, warning of potential Chinese influence on the passage.
When they gave it to Panama, can you believe that? We would never have done it if we thought what's happening now can happen, and we would never, and we will never, ever let it fall into the wrong hands, but it's falling into the wrong hands.
China does not control or administer the canal, but a subsidiary of Hong Kong-based CK Hutchison Holdings has long managed two ports located in the Caribbean and the Pacific entrances to the canal.
When President Jimmy Carter foolishly gave it away for $1. During his term in office, it was solely for Panama to manage and not for China or any other country to manage. You see what's going on there? China.
Trump's comments came hours after he leveled a similar threat against Panama in a post on Truth Social on Saturday night. Trump's comments were exceedingly rare example of a U.S. leader saying he could push a sovereign country to hand over territory. It also underlines an expected shift in U.S. diplomacy under Trump, which has not historically shied away from threatening allies and using bellicose rhetoric when dealing with counterparts. The Panamanian embassy in Washington did not respond to a request for comments. The United States largely built the canal and administered territory surrounding the passage for decades. But the United States and Panama signed a pair of accords in 1977 that paved the way for the canal's return to full Panamanian control. The United States handed over control of the canal in 1999 after a period of joint administration.
Sam Costas says some advice from former opener Shane Watson will hold him in good stead if he does.
Sam Costas does not yet know whether he will make his debut in the cold drawn of the 4th Test against India on Thursday, December 26th. But the Australian teenager says some advice from former opener Shane Watson will hold him in good stead if he does. The 19-year-old's parents will be at the Melbourne Cricket Ground on December 26th, along with 59 Test all-rounder Watson and his wife Lee, who manages Costas to support the youngster if he gets handed his baggy green cap. Brought into the squad as a replacement for the peremptorily dumped makeshift opener Nathan McSweeney, Costas said the advice from Watson about facing the likes of Jasprit Bumrah had been fairly straightforward.
I think it's just another day for me. Obviously it's a bit more special, got my parents coming. Pretty simple, just back myself and just sable people really.
Costas expressed his admiration for Shane Watson, adding that he was a legend of the game.
Yeah, I admire Shane Watson a lot. I think I like to take the game on and put pressure on the bowlers. So I think he's a legend of the game and hopefully I can do that this week if I debut.
Costas has been in prolific form in first-class cricket this season, including a century against an Indian selection in the tour match in Canberra and a 73 against India A on his last visit to MCG. After Australia's top order struggled for runs in the first 3 tests of a series that remains in the balance at 1-1, a huge wave of momentum built up behind the case of Costas' call up to the team.
That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day ahead. Bye-bye.
Mammati asli mage dammartiye aliko din
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله